Good morning. I am just leaving my condo, and today the weather is very pleasant, although I can feel the temperature warming up. There is a pleasant coolness to the air, and the sky is full of clouds. I feel in a good mood this morning, as I often do in the mornings. Usually I feel fresh and enthusiastic in the mornings, but towards the afternoon and evening I begin to feel tired and sluggish. I guess everybody has this feeling. In the mornings we feel fresh and energetic, but as the day goes on we lose some of this energy and freshness. While I am walking here, I just had my first bit of good luck today. I found 21 baht on the ground for 5 baht coins and one baht coin. They were scattered around the road, and it looked like maybe someone had dropped them who was maybe riding a motorbike. I always feel good when I encounter some unexpected good luck. How do you feel? I'm sure you feel the same way. It doesn't happen often enough, in my opinion. I wish it would happen more often. So I have now reached my favorite park next to my condo, where I come every morning if I am not busy. And this morning there are many high school students in the park. I don't know what they are doing. Today is Friday, so it should be a normal school day. A moment ago I was talking about how I usually feel fresh and enthusiastic in the mornings. This does of course depend upon the quality of my sleep the previous night. Last night I didn't actually get quite enough sleep because I went to bed quite late, almost 2 a.m. and woke up too early, around 7:30 or so. This is not enough sleep for me. I like to get 7 or 8 hours sleep. I think I went to bed too late last night because I ate too late, and this resulted in my not being very tired. I watched TV until almost 2 a.m. If I cannot sleep, I prefer to watch TV until I feel tired enough to sleep. This, I think, is a better strategy than lying in bed tossing and turning, during which times I usually find that the mind turns to unpleasant thoughts. I'm sure you have a similar problem. If you cannot sleep in the dark hours of the night, we tend to think of depressing things. So I think it's best to try and occupy this time with some activity. Watching TV is good, or sometimes I will do some exercise. Walking around my bed and swinging my arms is enough to make me feel a little more tired, while also occupying my mind. And after doing this for a few minutes, or maybe longer, sometimes maybe half an hour, I will feel tired enough to go back to sleep. So what is your tactic for dealing with sleeplessness? Do you do the same as me? Involve yourself in some activity, or do you remain in bed and maybe try to focus your mind on something pleasant. Yesterday I went with a friend to have coffee at a small street cafe. While we were sitting there, a customer next to us began to complain about her food not being cooked thoroughly. She was speaking in Thai, but I have sufficient Thai now to be able to understand what she was saying. I was quite surprised that the vendor, the owner of the small restaurant, decided to argue rather than immediately placate the customer, by maybe offering to make the dish again or refund her money. How shops and restaurants deal with the complaints of customers, I have noticed, varies enormously from country to country. And typically in Thailand, the shop owner or restaurant owner will not want to give in to the complaints of the customer. They will usually argue and try to find a reason why the customer is in the wrong rather than him or herself. This is quite different from America, for example, where I spent around 3 years, where usually the customer will be immediately offered replacement food or a refund, following the motto that the customer is always right. What do you think about this? Do you think that shops and restaurants should adopt this policy of treating the customer as though they are always in the right? Or do you think each situation should be judged on its own merits? Personally, I think it depends upon the kind of restaurant or shop you are in. If it is a fairly expensive establishment, maybe treating the customer with more respect and conciliation may be the right strategy. But if it is a inexpensive place, maybe it is not so reasonable to always assume that the customer is correct. I have never been a business proprietor, so I have no direct experience of this, although I have many times been a customer in this situation. And I remember a few years ago when I used to regularly go to see movies at my local cinema, I would often have a problem with people making noise and disturbing me. Or even one time, I remember, there was a problem with the screen and the movie was quite difficult to watch. On all those occasions, I went and complained to the manager, and every time I was refunded my money or given a free ticket for another performance. I don't know whether this was because I am quite a persistent person, or whether this was the normal policy of the cinema. Have you ever had an experience like this? The weather continues to be really nice here in the park, and I really feel like I want to do some exercise, so I'm going to say goodbye to you for now.